Let's have a conversation.
Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm sure I'll see you at one of these events again
All
soon.
time, we got Mark with the Mindful Reality podcast, who I've been a guest on, and it was a blast.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and I cannot wait to do it again. We're gonna do this again in the future. I just know it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry that I had to hop off my earlier live. Unfortunately, the business always comes first. I squeeze this in as much as I can, but we had real life drama early in the morning, which I had to hop off here for a mandatory meeting. But I'm back now. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be terribly long. And I know I always say that, but usually when I'm telling you guys that, this is when I'm off of work hours. So this has to be a shorter one because I have other things to do. Usually I'm not bothered between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. So I'm usually good. But today there was some other extra stuff going on. Good morning, Lisa. So to recap what I had said earlier, because I'm not going to go into that whole thing again, I'm just going to give a much shorter recap. Jared and Cam entered into the house. Happy birthday! What's the date today? The 22nd of September. Anybody who's here, please drop a cake, a balloon, an HBD for Jazz Lady. Our birthdays are less than 2 weeks apart. Happy birthday, Jazz Lady. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right. Yeah, so just a brief recap of what I was talking about earlier. I watched, I think, almost the entirety of the conversation that took place between Jared and Blue. Jared kept telling her, I'm so hurt, bro. I'm so hurt, bro. Yeah, HBD. Anyone who's in here, please wish Jazz Lady a happy birthday. Do you have any birthday plans? Or are you on those adult life birthdays like me where if it's a weekday, things don't change? All right. So she was telling Jared that there was some personal and some game elements of what was going on over the past week. She was saying that she apologized to him because she said she knew of the plan to get him out of the house, but she couldn't tell him because she wasn't sure that she could trust him on a game level. But she said on a personal level, she likes him personally and she still wants to date him outside of the house. She was talking about wanting to go to California with him. And something she said to him too was, I want you to tell me within the next week, since you might not be here after this week. I want you to tell me for sure. Yes, do you want to move forward with me, as in us pursuing a relationship? Or no, I'm not going to pursue a relationship. And if so, we're just going to agree to be friends. He seems to want to have it both ways. He seems to want to secure having her for as long as he's in the house. And she seems to be telling him, I'm not going to give you that security for the rest of the house if you don't really want something outside of the house. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Love to see everyone rolling in. Happy Friday. Maybe low-key this was a little better of a time than when I first hopped on, because there's a few more people than the first time. I always take my birthdays off now. I used to work through every birthday. 6 months ago, I put in for my birthday to be off October 2nd. Family is taking me out to dinner. That's nice. Family is important. Family is very important. Gotta live it up. Gotta celebrate every milestone we cross. Absolutely. We don't know how many we get, so each one is important. Yes, the happy birthday is rolling in. Blue is delusional. Jared is going back to Kenzie. And he actually said her name. He actually referenced her name when she was asking about the relationship. If I heard it correctly, I thought that's what I heard him say. Like, you know about Kenzie. Oh, where are we? I skipped a comment. How kind of you all. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. May everyone have a fantastic day. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Cass. That's interesting by Blue. It was interesting. And also, they kind of laid 90% of each of their game cards on the table. They didn't tell each other everything. They left out a few details. But in terms of their games, she was like, this and this and this and this and this is what I didn't tell you. This and this and this group was working against you. This happened with this person. This happened with that. I had this conversation with this one. This is where this person's at. This is where that one's at. Jared is like, this is who I was working with in the beginning. This is this. This is that. This is this. So they kind of laid the majority of their most important cards on the table with each other and said, we are going to work with each other going forward. That was the conclusion of that discussion. They didn't conclude anything about the relationship part of it, but they concluded that they are going to keep working with each other. They're going to basically start working with each other, because they kind of admitted, even though they were trying to protect each other somewhat, that game-wise, they were never truly aligned. I think that's the conclusion that they came to there. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day. I don't see how Blue could like him. He would get on my last nerves. Every time you say something to him, he's like, yeah, nah. You know what? I have to say, I detest the phrase mansplaining. Trust me, I understand it. Somebody told me I was mansplaining in a situation before. And I was like, this is what mansplaining means to you? I just hate, it's just a term that I feel is just overused and used in the wrong scenarios. But Jared does mansplaining a lot. Hold on a second, y'all. My chat is buzzing off the hook. It's annoying me. Okay. Jared mansplains everything when he's talking to, especially when he's talking to Blue. And it gets really, 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 really annoying and tiring. And I don't know how she deals with that. And I don't know how she thinks she's going to deal with that outside of the house. And I don't really know why she knows about Kenzie and is still pushing for him to commit. I don't get that. Thank you, Sarah. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Lisa. Lisa, you're popular today. Good, good morning. Happy birthday, Jazz Lady. Oh, everybody is right on it. Everybody is right on it, Jazz Lady. Morning, Cass. Let me ask y'all. Okay. So the mansplaining thing. I had two co-workers. Well, no, it was two co-workers, but one was a manager and one was my colleague. And we were having a team meeting. It was two ladies, of course. And we were having a team meeting. So the manager was saying something to my colleague, and they were kind of butting heads with what they were saying to each other. And the colleague was also my friend. So it was like a friend and colleague. So they had their little back and forth that they had during the team meeting. So then my friend / colleague reached out to me in Teams, or probably on the phone. I don't remember. But she was just like, I was telling her this and this and this, and she didn't understand, and I didn't like that. And I was saying to her, I guess I was looking at it from an outside perspective, and it was one of those arguments where they weren't really saying something different to each other. They were kind of saying the same thing, but they were arguing over their mode and means of communications and the verbiage that they use. In other words, sometimes people rub each other the wrong way with the way they try to say things, and then that becomes more of what they're beefing about versus the actual topic. So that's what I was trying to say. And then she said, "Oh, thanks for mansplaining that to me, because I didn't know that." And I was like, What do y'all think? That's the reason I mentioned that. What do y'all think? Would you consider that mansplaining? Thank you, Heather. Jared is toxic. I love Jared for the show, to be honest. I know, right? For the show. I wouldn't want to be in the house with him, but for the show. I'm just tired of Jared calling a young woman bro. Sarah, he calls people bro across the board. He called his mom bro the day before he got voted out. So that is not exclusive to Blue. It must be a Gen Z thing, because I've heard a lot of younger males calling women that. These women allow it too. No, you Marksplain. I'm just somebody who is always not I'm a mediator. That's how I've been in life. So all I was trying to do was to explain to her that I didn't think that it was as personal as what she was taking it. But I'm like, so is the definition of mansplain that I'm literally a man and I'm explaining it to you and you're a woman? Because that's not what I thought the definition of mansplaining was. I thought it was like, as a man, my voice or my opinion overrides you as a woman type of thing, like what Jared does when he talks to Blue. Jared has a lot of growing up to do. And I have to remember, I know he's a grown man, but I do have to remember he's 25. I'm convinced that they all think they're playing their games. They do, except for Bowie. Bowie Jane. And he said that he hates Bowie. Both him and Blue said that they don't like Bowie and they want Bowie out. Bowie is hated the most and does the least. Oh, man. I bet you Bowie is gonna come out and of the house and see the Twitter edits. I hope her family kind of blunts that for her. These people are not strategic players. They're more emotionally charged players for sure. I can't get mad at Jared using the word bro for everybody. I do the same thing in my everyday life. Sometimes it slips up when I'm at work. You just mansplain what mansplain means. Okay. You trying to do riddles on me this morning? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? All right. So back to the conversations because I didn't get into the other stuff I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I don't care about any of that stuff. This is the reason why I'm glad I'm not on a show. I can defend myself. People could think whatever they want to think in my work environment, in my home environment, but I just know the people who know me know. You know what I feel like? Sometimes people tend to look at a situation and they are only focused on what was said in that one discussion, right? So I could mansplain something. It's not that I could never mansplain a situation, even though it's funny how we make these words for everything. I could do that. But I think the important thing would be to look at the person as a whole. If you've had a lot of conversations with me before and you haven't found me to do that, and you find it like I'm doing it this time, all you have to do is be like, I feel like this is what you're doing, and this is why. I said this, you responded like this, and it devalued my opinion or made me think that, or feel like, you think that your man voice or whatever is more important than mine. And then I would think about it and be like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. I'm sorry. And we move on. People tend to look at situations that are isolated and then use it to define a person's entire existence. And that's what I'm not with. I think a lot of times simple conversations can save huge misunderstandings. And that ties in, that's the theme of this house. I said on my first video that I had to hop off of, I was like, they need to hire me to get in that house so that I can have some group counsel sessions and help these people out. Let's hear the drama. I believe it's being condescending and explaining things. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. It's definitely the condescending part and usually explaining simple, obvious things. Yeah, people do it to the extreme when they already don't like somebody, for sure. Yeah, so the next thing I was going to say was this conversation that took place with Jared, Matt, and Sari. Jared came into that conversation extremely hot because he was like, Matt, you just said to my face that you're so bad at lying. You're a terrible liar. You said you're with me. You lied right to my face. And then you didn't use the veto to take me down. And he was like, you're a liar. He even threw in the word snake. He said, you're a snake. And then he apologized and said, I'm sorry. Snake is not the word I was trying to use. But you lied to me. And I don't understand it. And Matt was like, oh, I'm sorry. It was quick. Everything happened so fast. This is where I finally saw for sure that Matt is playing the game. It's undeniable. I've been telling you guys that Matt was playing the game. I've been telling y'all that Matt is playing the game. It wasn't a fast decision to get Jared, to leave Jared on the block or to put Jared on the block. They were talking about this endlessly. Him and Jag were talking about this endlessly all week. Him and Jag sat in the room together and were like, one of us has to win this power of veto. They went through a million scenarios and were like, Jared has to go home. They planned it. They planned the entire thing out. But then when he was in the room with Cirie and Jared, he said, "Oh, it was a fast decision. I felt like I could trust you, but then people were saying this and this about you guys." Oh no, you were one of those people. This is what I say about the hypocrisy. All right, which comment did I last leave off at? To be honest, if Bowie would be gone, I'd miss her. Good day, Julie. Good day, Julie. I want Cam back. He's ready to play. Gerard is a baby man. Why does everyone spell his name Gerard? Is that a thing that I don't know about? True, Cameron, love that. Question. In Jared's talks with Blue the last few hours, he brought up them. He did say that, but they went and slept in their separate beds. So did not see them play rock, paper, scissors tonight. Julie's hair was giving last night. Draga, LOL, her bob. I said that too. Yes, it was a nice bob. I love Matt, and I want either him or Mimi to win the game. Matt and Mimi. Yes, it is, because that's what they did the first time. The first time they hooked up, they were like, let's play rock, paper, scissors. And they were like, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And then eventually they ended up going under the blanket. So then that started to become their running inside joke for whenever they were going to hook up. Let's play rock, paper, scissors. We're lit on here this morning. We got 43 people. This is more people at 10:38 in the morning Eastern than what I had last night after the episode. I can't with this algorithm. I don't know how it works. The algorithm is going to algorithm. I'll never understand it. Matt is playing. He's been since the beginning. I knew he was throwing comps too, but the way how easily he won that veto comp yesterday, I was like, this is the first time I've seen Matt sweat. This guy won that thing so fast. He was fighting for his life in that competition. Like, he wanted Jared out bad. He wanted Jared out bad. Her hair gave me some old school BB flashbacks. Gerard, and I see lots of people on the chats and the forums and stuff spelling it Gerard. I feel like they just made his name Gerard. Morning Sapphire. Matt went where the power was. He sure did. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. So what was I going to say? After Jared left that conversation, it was a three-way conversation with him, Matt, and Cirie. And then when he left the room, Cirie did the good cop, bad cop thing. Jared is always the bad cop, obviously, because he doesn't know how to control his emotions. And Cirie was just like, I just want to understand, Matt, why you don't trust me, or what did I do? Did I do anything to you that, made you feel any kind of way about me? Why are we not good? I always thought that we were good. And he was basically like, oh, you and I are good. It was Jared that I had a reason to doubt, but you and I have been good. And I didn't want to use the veto to take Jared down, because then you would have gone up, and I didn't want you to go up because, I trust you. And, it's just kind of the way the game goes. And she's like, oh yeah, I understand. You've got to play your game. This is a classic Cirie psychological strategy. I know people don't like it. I know people don't like that, but come on, man. I love it. I love it. She does this whole thing where she doesn't yell at people. She just tries to tug at their heartstrings in a way. She has a very soft approach. She's not screaming at anybody. She's just trying to plant her innocence in your head in a way. Not that she's doing a whole lot, but I'm going to get into these comments. I have more to talk about. Hoping Cameron comes back for the entertainment factor alone. I think either one would be entertaining coming back. When Cirie was running, he was 8th there. He slowly removed himself once he noticed. Are you talking about Matt? Because I don't think he was the 8 of 8. Maybe he started that way, but Cirie, you did you guys see on the feeds where Cirie was like, I'm thinking of taking Matt to 3? She said that when she was talking to herself in one of the rooms earlier, like a few weeks ago. Matt definitely exposed himself for sure. It's still spelled wrong, even if you pronounce it Jared and you spell it Jared with an OD, it's still spelled with an ED. That's what it has on the bio. Imagine Cam comes back and makes it to the end. The cockroach that won't die. Cam would be like Victor. Jared is not doing himself any favors by going off on. I know, right? You're not even in the house yet. You should be asking people for forgiveness at this point. Matt's not going to want to work with him anymore because he's like, oh, I trusted you, bro. You lied to me, bro. That's not going to make Matt work with you. That's why Cirie is doing what Cirie has been doing this whole time and trying to clean things up. Next conversation. Cirie was in a room with Felicia, Matt, and Jag. Felicia was the only one that was very straightforward with her. And she said, Cirie, the reason why I basically turned against you is because of the whole thing with the Izzy vote and me hearing that you and Jared were campaigning to get me voted out. I felt a way about that. And that's the reason why I voted you out, or I was going to vote you out. She admitted. She's like, the plan was we wanted Jared out this week and we were going to get you out next week. She flat out said that to her. I mean, I shouldn't say she flat out said it to her. She got it after a little bit of pushing to get that answer, but she got that answer. Jag and Matt were being a little more coy. They were trying to not really say that. So Cirie was like, okay, Jag. And this is what I really wanted to see because Jag has been talking so much about her for a week. And she said, Jag, what have I done to you specifically since the time that we had the conversation and cleared the air about everything with the 7 and all that? Since that time, what have I done to you that has made you distrust me? What alliance have I formed? What group have I been in? She was like, you guys have not even been talking to me all week. I've been isolated because none of y'all would talk to me. So what have I done since then that has brought upon this strong distrust that you have of me? Jag was like, well, the people were saying that you were shady, and people were saying that you were good with everybody, and people were saying, and she was like, you're good with everybody, but that didn't make me want to put you on the block. So what else? Like, what specifically was said and who said it? And he's like, oh, I'm not going to put anyone's games on the line. And then she said, Matt, what did I do to you to cause the mistrust that you have of me? Well, the people were saying, and I'm like, y'all had so much to say. Y'all had so much to say when she wasn't there. And then when she gets in the room and asks you, it doesn't even sound like you have a reason. You said she's a snake, a snitch, all this stuff. I'm telling you, this house needs to hire me as an independent contractor so I can lead a group counseling session for them. Jared has 0 social game and his mom has 0 what is that? Competition game? Oh. Does Sari ask Matt why he chose her in the HOH competition? That was a dead giveaway that she lost Matt. Mark, yes, it's when Matt told Sari he won the power. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the point in time. That was the point in time when she said that she was thinking final 3 with him. Didn't Victor come back like 3 times? Yep, I think he did. That's when I knew I must have missed a lot of feeds. Cryptic. Thank you. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm on here, I sound smarter in real life. Trust me. Sometimes on here, I'm saying something and then I'll watch my video back and I'm like, I know that word, but why did the word not come to me when I was doing the video live? Cameron blew up Sari's game with his last HOH. He did. And Jared's. Made Mama Felicia turn on her. And Felicia, in talking to Mimi, is now saying that she thinks that information was exaggerated. And I think she's catching on to the fact that Corey and Jag were using her just as a tool in their game to get out their target. I think Felicia's starting to realize that. I don't know if that's gonna make her work with Sari again, but I at least know that she's starting to see that she was being used because she said that to Mimi. Jag is a wimp. I'm so disappointed in him. Jag so soft. Corey is what everybody thought Sari was. I'm telling you. If you want to use the term snake, Corey is the biggest snake in the game. And he gave all this information about all these conversations and all these groups that he was in. And they're calling Sari a snitch. By their 2023 definition of snitch, Corey is right in there. And so is America. You do what all the time, Butterfly? Mark, same here, the way I type. Yeah, like, I sit on here and I'm like, sometimes I'm reading your guys' comments. I'm stumbling over the reading. I can't think of the words. I'm glad I'm not how I used to be because I used to be such a perfectionist. And that's half the reason why I wouldn't get on a live, because I would sit down and write everything out that I was going to say. And I would sit there and record and re-record. Y'all don't know what my process was like for BB24. I would have a pre-recorded video that was 30 minutes long. I would have 5 pages of notes for that 30-minute video. I would do the whole video, record it, watch it back, and every error that I saw, I would re-record the entire 30 minutes. So it would take me about 4 hours before I uploaded that 30-minute video. And at a certain point, I had to say, Mark, you don't even have the time to do something like that. So you just have to live with the mistakes. We've been telling you that. Telling me what? I see a divide coming that Mimi vented to the camera. She basically said, I see where this is going. Jared, Sari, Felicia, and me. People are rumoring that Mimi and Sari got into an argument off camera, but it's off camera, so I can't confirm or deny, but people were arguing that people were alleging that Sari and Mimi got into an argument last night. If Jag can switch it up and be one step ahead, and I don't think the reason I don't think Jag is going to win is because Jag doesn't play his own game. Jag doesn't realize that he's playing Corey and America's game right now. I think that he feels that he's in complete control. Oh, I can get out Corey and America whenever I want to. We get to the final 4 and it's 2 versus 2. We take them out. But I think Jag, luckily for him, might be in a position to get to jury. but I don't think the Jag would make it to the final two. I just don't see that. Corey just needs to stop eating his boogers. But he's so young. Young people eat boogers. That's what everyone says whenever Corey does something wrong. He's only 21. Can't think of the proper. I know, right? And then the worst part is when you think of the word later and you're like, duh. Corey has been on the live feeds digging his nose and eating boogers. America is still kissing all up on him. Y'all are funny. Lisa, Jared said this morning that if you want to, yeah, he did say that. And then he said if one of them won and took themselves down, he'd put up Bowie. And I'm like, even if you don't like Bowie, Bowie should not be. Jared just doesn't think. Jared just does not think. Corey's a smug 20-something-year-old man who eats his own boogers, so I don't trust him. Jack has no nuts. I want Jag and Corey out. Was there any other conversation? I think that's it. Oh, I forget that Bowie's there most episodes as well. First name greatest. Last name ever. First name greatest. All right. Okay, so this is another thing I had noted. Blue told Jag that Corey lied and told her that he wasn't putting her on the block, and he put her up anyways. You know, when Blue and Corey had that conversation, and he was like, what do you think of going on the block with Jared? And she was like, if you put Jared and Cirie on the block, I promise that if I win veto, I won't take anyone down. I'll leave the noms the same. He says, can you promise me that? Corey was like, yeah, so okay, if you can promise me that, I won't put you on the block. So then Corey gets in the conversation with Jag and Matt and is like, oh yeah, we're putting Blue next to Jared. We're not even giving her the opportunity to make that decision, and we're gonna blame it on this is what the house wants. So I'm like, Jag, my friend, you be talking about shady, lying, this and that and the other. You're lying to Blue, to her face. And then you lied to Cirie. Now, I'm not even saying that you're not allowed to lie, because I keep saying you're allowed to lie and you're supposed to lie and you have to lie. But if you're going to say that these people are morally corrupt, snakes, snitches, and all this stuff, and you're doing the same thing, it makes you look like a hypocrite. That's all I'm saying. Not good for Jag. Bowie is quiet, as she should be. Even though people hate Bowie just for being Bowie, she's low-key that person. I forget that Danny J yesterday, Danny and Charmed Life yesterday were like, Bowie is in the most ideal position, and I'm like, I was laughing at them, but at the same time, Bowie's in a spot where even though there's people who don't like her, Jared doesn't like her, Cirie doesn't like her, Blue doesn't like her, there's a few people that don't like her. She's never the biggest shot, because they're always like, oh, we'd be wasting a shot if we didn't get out Jared. We'd be wasting a shot if we don't get out Corey. We'd be wasting a shot if we don't get out Cirie. We'd be wasting a shot if we don't get out Cameron, America, this one, this one, this one, this one. And she's kind of in a snug little Alyssa type of position where they're like, I hate her or I don't like her, but I'll get her out later. So she could cruise to the final 4 or 5 doing absolutely nothing. Now, if she sat next to somebody in a final 2 chair, most people would beat her unanimously. But she doesn't have to do much right now because there's so much beef in the house that she just has to kind of sit back and ride that fence. She's going to ride that fence right into jury. And she might have an easy final 4 or 5. He got to start eating his too, but it won't be the same. My wife saw Bowie on an episode of SWAT. Oh, really? Oh, really? Wow. Is Jag the one using moral corrupt BS? Yeah. It's better to be liked than to be right. The BB community doesn't call Jag out on his hypocrisy. They don't at all. The community loves him. Jags, I know. I'm so glad somebody else is saying that. Jag is so self-righteous. If he was like, you fooled me in the game, you got me, you lied to me, I don't like that, but I'm onto your game. It is what it is. Now I'm trying to target you. All right. That's Big Brother. I'm not mad that he's trying to target Jared. I'm not mad that he's trying to target Sarit. I'm just mad at the reasoning that he's using. That's what I'm mad at. Like, you ain't never lied. Like, you've played the perfect game of integrity and honesty. You never lied to anybody. I just watched you telling lies this morning. And I've watched you sit in the room with Matt and Corey for hours last week and this week, concocting all these different lies that you're going to tell to all these different people. Oh, so we're going to tell this person this. We're going to cover this by doing this. And then we're going to lie to this person by doing that. And then we're going to do this and this and this. The thing is, I keep saying this. He's mad that he was not in the know. If he was part of a big group that was telling lies, scheming, doing all that stuff, and he was a valued member to where they were telling him everything that they were planning, he'd be right with it. He wishes that he could have put himself in a Sarit position, and he was mad that he wasn't skilled enough to do that. So I'm not with it. I was hungry, but the update on Corey. What update on Corey? What's the update on Corey? Jag tells Matt all that he does, and Matt just follows along with it. And the funny thing, the funny thing that I noticed is that Matt is taking more heat than Jag. I mean, I guess it's because he won the veto and didn't use it, but come on, man. Jag was the one who was talking to him and implanting these things in his head all week. Jag was talking to Matt endlessly. Matt, we have to do this. Matt, we can't trust this person. Matt, we have to put these people on the block. Matt, if this person wins the HOH, these 2 people go up, and then we have to gun for that veto to make sure this sticks. Matt. And now Matt is sitting here taking all the heat for him. And he's acting like he didn't know. Like, it's not his decision. Corey won the HOH. I didn't know anything about what Corey was going to do. You know, it's just the way the cookie crumbles type of thing. Okay, just pausing for a minute. I jumped on here. I have 58 people watching, but I only have 13 likes. So it's not adding up for me. You know what that means.
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
The math is not mathing. Please up those likes to match the views. It helps boost me in the algorithm. And the algorithm gods have been fairly good to me lately. I think I'm almost at 600 subscribers this week. 591. So I could be there by day's end. 600 subscribers. Please hit that like button. Share the video. Drop a comment. Hit the notification bell. I'm live every single day of the Big Brother season. This is work, but it doesn't feel like work. I enjoy it. But I can only go as far as you guys are willing to take me. Y'all are my alliance members. I don't know the alliance name, but y'all are my alliance members, and I need you to vote me as head of household in the Big Brother community. Morals and BB go together like syrup on poop. Corey and Jag be having some narcissistic traits, especially Corey. I think Corey more so than Jag. Does anyone think Jag is unskilled at lying? I think he's skilled at lying. I think he's definitely skilled at lying. May Sari is a bully. Smash that like button, please, and thank you. You must have heard me talking about you, Charmed Life, because I just mentioned you a little while ago, and I was telling everybody that in thinking more about Bowie's position in the house, low key, I was saying that she's that person right now that even though there's people in there that don't like her, they're saying it would be a waste of a shot to take a shot at Bowie because I don't think she's good at anything. All right, I want to get Bowie out because I don't trust her. However, this person is the bigger target right now. And this like back and forth thing, she is she's just in an ideal position to just sit back and just cruise her way into the final 5. I did not see the movie I Am Number 13. Go Azard. Oh, this is the comment of the day. Because Matt went for that veto like it was one of his Olympic swim competitions. I was like, look at Matt going through that stuff like a freaking fish. Like Matt wanted Jared out of that house bad. And there's no denying that. There's nothing you can say. My guy was out of breath and just dripping sweat. Yes, I do. I would love to be in a position where this was my work, but it doesn't make me nearly enough money for me not to have a job. So I definitely work. Jag is one of these people that waters down important words like bullying and legend. Thank you. The first time I heard him say bully, I was like, yo. My question to you is, do y'all work? Because it is business hours, and there's so many of you here. What's happening? Show my man some love. It's almost 60 people in here, bro. Thanks, Chocolate. Not like this season's alliances, Mark. We promise. Oh, yeah. If y'all want to be alliances like the 7, whatever the 8 were called, the Professors, the Legend 25. If y'all want to be in that kind of alliance with me, I don't need y'all. I need a cookout alliance. I need like a Hitman alliance. See, I told you people are sleeping on Bowie. 25 likes and 50 plus people in here. Do I have to remind y'all again?
What sense does that make? The math is not mathing.
Even if I don't get to interview Mimi, I want to just see her and talk to her and be like, thank you for providing this meme that gives me life every single day. Oh, that conversation. I watched it back so many times. I was in tears laughing at this self-conversation. Mimi's conversations with herself are the best conversations in the house. Good morning. Love that cast wash. I watched back the video and it finished in like 56 seconds. Matt was on one. Matt was going hard. Like, I don't know if he got flashbacks to his Olympic competitions, But putting that veto around his neck was like he was putting an Olympic gold medal around his neck. I think Matt, I don't want to say he hates Jared, but I think after that whole argument where he was like, Matt doesn't understand, I think that is what really got him off Jared, and understandably so. Welcome back, Ed. And it's way more lit than it was when I was on here earlier. Because when I got on here, there was like 15 people. And all of a sudden, when I got back on, 60 people jumped on here. I don't work. I resell and watch YouTube. You know what? I envy you. I definitely envy you. I would love to be able to do something like that. Jag called Sari a bully. TV film industry is shut down. Oh, that's what you do for work? That's why I personally have this time. I don't personally have the time. I spend a lot of time doing this, and then I cram a lot of work into a short period of time, unfortunately. Mark, my broseph. He called Sari and them bullies. Actually, the funny thing is, the bullies comment was including Sari, Izzy, Jared, and Felicia. And now here he is trying to make buddy with Felicia and be like, they did us wrong. When he was including her in the bully comments. Jag is all over the map. Jag is all over the map. I don't care whether you're a fan of Jag or whether you're not a fan of Jag or whether you're a fan of this one or not a fan of this one. I just value consistency. And I don't like the hypocrisy. That's it. Maybe I would like Jag more outside of the house, but he's becoming annoying to me in the house. Maybe I would like Corey outside of the house more. Who knows? But inside the house, he's irritating me. He did burn the bridge big time with Matt. I saw he also said something negative about Riley. Oh, that's his boo. It's more fun to see Mimi talk to herself than it will probably. I know, right? I would be like, Mimi, can I just set up a camera and you have a self conversation and I can put it on my channel? Because I don't think there's anything I can ask you that's better than the questions that you ask yourself in your head. Jag goes with the win. Jag, I'm telling y'all, Jag is being controlled by Corey, and he does not realize that, because he basically says, I understand that Corey has his own personal goal and mission in this house, but he's like, kind of like it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't type of thing, because he's saying that Sari and Jared are unknowns. He doesn't know what they're going to do, but because Corey has laid out his game plan, he knows what he's going to do, so he can kind of keep that under control. But as soon as Sari and Jared are not in the house, if they get them out of the house, who's he going to go after next? That's the question. Because I don't think that he would think, oh, Blue is now my biggest target. Bowie is now my biggest target. Even Mimi, I don't even think he'd be like, Mimi is my biggest target. He might tell them that. That's the safe answer. Oh, I'm going to put Bowie and Mimi on, or I'm going to put Felicia and Mimi or something, right? But he's going to be thinking, back door, I have to get out Jag or Matt, because they're going to be my toughest in the physical competitions. And they have wins under their belt, and none of those other people have any wins. They're now back to the game they wanted to play when Riley was there. Riley, Matt, Jag, Blue, and America, except Blue kind of realizes she's at the bottom rung with them now. She realizes that Matt and Jag are a duo. Oh, I'm so glad that you put that comment on there, Sheena, because that reminds me of another thing that Jag lied about. Not Jag. Something that Matt lied to Jared about or deflected with Jared about. When Jared was like, yo, I heard that you and Jag have a final 2. Like, I heard from a lot of people that you and Jag have a final 2. And Matt was like, and you're just going to believe that because, like, he raised his voice a little bit. He's like, you're just going to believe that? Why? What evidence do you have? Basically, is what Matt was saying to Jared. And Jared was like, oh, no, I was just using that as an example because you heard things and acted on things you heard without having a conversation with me directly. And I was like, look at Matt lying. Look at Matt lying after saying he has such a hard time lying. Team Brown Sugar babes. How did Jag burn a bridge with Matt? Jag did not burn a bridge with Matt. Jared. I don't know if I said Jag, but if I said Jag, I meant to say Jared. Jared said something bad about Riley. No way Matt would ever work with him after that. Sheena, except now Corey is the Riley. True. Matt has been playing the middle from the beginning, but now after how hard he went in that veto, there's no middle for him anymore. There is no middle for Matt. I think Jag and Corey are not in. They weren't really exposed that much because it was clear and obvious what they were doing all week. Matt was the one who was exposed the most with this whole twist. Matt is the one that's out there the most because of this twist. His game was the one that benefited the least from this twist. I'm laughing at how Corey America, I know, right? They were behind this whole master plan. Smash the like button, please. Thank you, Sapphire. Hold on, let me see something real quick. I'm still here, don't worry. I am still here. I'm just trying to, okay. I'm just trying to see who I have here as mods. I wanted to add a few more wrenches on here. I'm adding some wrenches. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. What is so special about that little pipsqueak Corey that these people are gravitating towards it? Y'all are making me laugh this morning. Because this is the opposite of what I see on Twitter and on Facebook. If Sari was able to disengage from Jared and Matt, I kind of think you're right about that specific thing. Because he really said that when Sari was having her individual conversation with Matt. Sari was like, I mean, he was basically like, I don't trust Jared, but I trust you. He basically said that. It was ridiculous watching her tag team Matt. All right, so I'm going to be on here for like the next 5 to 10 minutes. So any more questions, throw them in here and I'll answer them. And as per usual, you can count on me to hop back on here sometime in the evening. But I have things to do that don't allow me to stay on here too much longer. America is overrated too. I can't credit her. I credit Cam for doing all this, to be honest with you. That part, Corey America avoiding blame, but y'all see it. I did already. I only know how to press once my birthstone. Let's go. Thanks for the mod. Appreciate you, Cameron. Hello about Corey. It's the booger eating thing. Congrats, Cameron. I know Twitter just loves the booger eating Corey and America. I'm tired of watching America try to make Corey a real man. Oh man. Nobody in the house was taking America seriously until she got Cam to start the fire. That's true. Congrats for what? For the twist? Anyways, y'all, I do have to hop off. Thank you so much for joining me and rejoining me. For those who were here earlier when I had to hop off for my emergency meeting. 2 things. Please like the video, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell because you know I'm on every single day during the Big Brother season. And the second thing is, have an amazing day.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But, yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
But
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
this one.
well, thank you.